We checked the house, everything's good. Side of the hotel is all tore up. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. We are back home. Home from 2 days of craziness. For sure. Hey, all right. So, Trisha, yeah, thanks. Yep, got that. Tiki, what's up, Tiki? Cindy, Ruby, looks like everybody's checking in. Mike Soul, YouTube's working. Jennifer, what's up? Thank you, Jennifer. What's up, Eric? Good morning. All right, let's flip on the old camera here. And I'm back. little tired, no doubt. I'm gonna close off some stuff here real quick. Try to figure this out. I didn't upload this yet to YouTube to make it look good, so let me close out some things. There we go. All right. Well, there we are. We're back for the Daily Brew. Good morning. And man, what a crazy couple days. Let me get my chat going here with YouTube or Facebook and stuff. All right. So yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm back home safe. What a journey. Appreciate all the thanks. Yeah, it's still going on, so we're not going to not forget that. I got to come home, and we got 1 million people plus without power right now. So they're far from over for everybody up there in Louisiana. Definitely parts of Mississippi, even stretching over till Mobile yesterday, and Pensacola was pretty rough. So it's Taco Tuesday. What's up, Sandy? So yeah, we're back home. So if you missed it, I went ahead. So we had softball Saturday, and 8 o'clock I took off, drove all night, and we watched Ida turn into a monster, and officially got up to 150 miles an hour, Cat 4. We'll see if they they always do post-storm reanalysis after the season, and who knows if it was more or less. But apparently, hey Teresa, apparently I was like really close to Whitney's hometown there. The dogs were happy to see me. I was so excited to see my boy Louie, right? You missed your daddy. Yeah, we had tornadoes in Alabama, Jessica. Yep. Thank you, Tia. We're home. Julie is not too mad, Betsy. I knew Julie wasn't going to be too mad because... Oh, I'm waiting on the bus, by the way. So you might hear Julie talking to Sarah on our camera. I got to remember. Sarah's getting used to late buses. She gets on the bus by herself now. I don't even have to go out there anymore. Julie might have been mad, but she still packed me a nice little bag, got my pillow, got my contact lens solution, my case, bought me some snacks, bought my Doritos. So I had my pillow and my blanket. That's all I needed. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, it was a rush. I'll tell you, I was nervous. There was some moments that I was a little bit worried. I'll tell you about that. Here, we'll talk. There's stupidity, Joel. Yes. But hey, everybody takes dangers, man. Every time we step out of the shower, you can slip and fall. I've heard of one death so far. I think it was a tree. Now, there's another report of an alligator attack, which is frightening to say the least. Not really follow up with that, but you know, the swamps, man. snakes and alligators. Not good. All right, so we're gonna dive into all that. Listen, so we're gonna be doing recaps a bunch. I want to talk about weather. We got Labor Day weekend coming up. I'm gonna show some highlights from my chase. Try to keep it short and sweet. We had moments, Sandy. Yep. Like to welcome all the new fans to the page. By the way, we picking up. There is a wave height map. Rivers, I'll look for it here in a minute. Junior, there's no word on Grand Isle yet. I know they got beat up pretty hard. That was kind of ground zero. Actually, they said officially to the west a little bit. All right, I'm going to show your brother now. Okay, buddy? You say goodbye. There we go. I didn't even get the text yet that the bus was late. That's not good news, Marcia. Yeah, the road being washed out. I think I did hear that in Mississippi. So yeah, big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. I missed my ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. 3 days of no adult beverages. So tonight for Taco Tuesday, you can bet I'll be making up for it. My buddy Sean there with ABC was texting me, giving me some pointers on some videos. So I appreciate it, Sean, if you're watching. So it's kind of neat to know that ABC was watching all of our videos. Home base for me is Oldsmar, Florida. And this is Little Hunter. So, man. All right, so big thanks ABC for sure. We got a couple folks. Listen, now Tammy Kent and her crew. I have never seen more linemen, trucks stay. There was a staging point in Mississippi. I tried to take a video of it, but it was close to an airport, so my plane wouldn't fly. But my God, there was hundreds of utility trucks lined up in Mississippi ready to go in, man. I mean, it's like an army. And if you saw that video that I did, I met a crew from, was it Kansas? I think it was Kansas. It was like a freaking convoy. I'll show you that video. It was like it gave you goosebumps. All these trucks coming from out of state, ready to help. It was really, really neat. But Tammy Kent and her crew's there. They're big supporters of our page. They're first ones on the scene doing damage assessment. For sure. We had some others of our supporters there. Frank Dalton's crew, Coastal Claims, was there, helping customers with their insurance needs. So Frank reached out. We never got to hook up. But if you're needing any sort of commercial help, private help with this, because what I've seen, there's going to be a lot of insurance headaches. So you need someone like Frank to fight for you and get extra money. So they're down the scenes for sure. But man, we got 1 million people without power. Terrible. I pulled up a safety thing here. The dog is cute, Melissa. Yeah, it's crazy. Listen, Furman's also a big supporter. Greg will approve of this. Furman Power Equipment generators. So if you got a generator, listen, there's safety things. Such a major cause of death with hurricanes is generator carbon monoxide. Very important. They suggest 20 feet away from your house. Do not run them in the garage, please. Always make sure it's in an open space. Never fill gas when the generator's hot, because that can spark and cause a fire. Make sure you have thick cords. Don't ever plug it into your house unless you have a generator block transfer switch in your house. They don't want you to run generators in the rain, so maybe like a little cover for it. But the main thing is carbon monoxide kills. Just remember that. Every storm we hear about people dying because of carbon monoxide. So if you know anybody with a generator and you see it running in the garage, wheel it out. That's a big, 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 big problem. All right, so what's going on? Well, here's a look. Let's just leave it right here for now, and we'll talk about it. Thanks for all the thanks. Um, Tracy, the hotel manager, they were great. They let me right in. Apparently, our video when I was in the hotel during the eye wall skirt, we had almost 500,000 people watch that video now, and we never were below 12,000 at one particular moment. Yeah, COT detector is a great, Tara. So let's talk about now tropics. Then we'll talk all about what I saw, what I witnessed. But I did ride out the edge of eye wall. It was still Category 3, maybe Category 4 when it hit us still. So I'll share some of that. This is a current look right now of the satellite. Believe it or not, look at that. It's barely making its way into Georgia right now. It's still in Alabama. It's heading into Georgia, kind of opening up as our systems do. The energy spreads out. Unfortunately, is this. We have more potential today of the tail. How many times we talk about the tail of storms, right? And I will say, leading up to the storm, everything panned out like we talked about. A deepening system upon landfall does not just die, and that's the number one thing. I was against some of the intensity models showing 140 down to 70 in 12 hours. That obviously didn't happen. We had a major hurricane for almost 12 hours over land. This thing went into the night as a Category 2, 3 hurricane. It barely lost any strength because it was deepening as it made landfall. And that brown water effect, they call it, the brown ocean effect. There's a theory that because of the muggy, warm water of the Everglades in the swamps there in Louisiana and along the bayou, that actually helped fuel, they're going to find out, our system. As we've seen over the years in Florida, the water that's actually over land continues to fuel our system, and we saw very little weakening over a stretch of about 6 hours. So we got these tails today. Let's talk about what's coming, and then we'll get more into my experience. And listen, my experience is nothing compared to what these folks are living through right now. Okay, I was able to leave, and they had no running water. That means no sewer. No power. That's rough. And probably, I want to talk weather, but probably the most heartfelt statements or comments that I heard was one of the employees of the hotel. When I was leaving, was looking at the hotel and realizing that there was no way the hotel was going to be open anytime soon. And that's harsh reality that you just lost your job, and all these businesses and commercial buildings now are destroyed. And, you see the look of fear in somebody like, oh my God, I just lost my job, because obviously the hotel is going to be condemned for a while because it was leaking on all the floors. Air conditioner units were being blown in. Windows were busted. Lots of work's going to have to be done to get the hotel back in shape. So those are real life issues that the news doesn't talk about after a week. Is people now lost their job and are questioning what the heck they're going to do. It sucks. So here's what we got today. Let's show you all this. So at Storm Prediction Center showing this today. So we got good chance for storms today. They're even mentioning tornadoes. I got to turn this down. I know I got my volume loud, but I'm trying to find out if Sarah gets on the bus or not. So a couple tornadoes are going to be possible today along eastern Alabama into Georgia from the remnants of tropical cyclone Ida. So a few of the storms are also going to end up in the mid-Atlantic later today. So we do have a threat of storms today. So if you got anything going on in Alabama, northern Florida, into Georgia, there's a good chance we could see tornadoes today and strong storms. And this energy is going to move its way up to the coast later today. And then tomorrow, look at the mid-Atlantic tomorrow. still leftover Ida along Carolinas northward tomorrow. And they're talking about tornadoes tomorrow. So Ida is not done yet. We got tornadoes today, tornadoes tomorrow. Daytime heating fuels the aftermaths of these tropical systems. We've seen it a lot with Irma. The after effects, we saw it with Henri. We saw tornado warnings for Massachusetts the day after. So it's not over yet. This tail is going to pack some punch. And then once our system gets over the mid-Atlantic here, we're going to start getting energy off the Atlantic, fueling off that Gulf Stream. So 2 days to watch the remnants of Ida. And I keep wanting to say Ada. I'm sure I said it a bunch. Ada, Ida, Zeta. Let's look at radar for today, and then we'll talk tropics, which tropics look... Can I say the Q word? Quiet. Quiet. I hope so. All right, so maximum radar. Here is what we got. So here's the radar for today. Focus on the tail. This is what we're going to be watching, this little area right here. This is all going to be working its way up from the Gulf, and that heat is going to fuel storms. This is 11. Look at that. Look at this sucker. Let's go. Poor Sarah's out there waiting on the bus. Look at this. Look at that energy. This is 2 o'clock today. Look at that. Would you just look at that? All this is going to be coming in behind. It's amazing to think that this is still packing some punch. But, watch today. It's going to suck. But we're going to have another line of storms coming up. There we go. And this is... Ooh, it might even reach me. There's a big bend tonight. Well, that's 10 o'clock tonight. Here's 7 o'clock tonight. So there you go. There's your storms throughout the day. This is throughout the day today. This is almost midnight. But this could reach its way into... we'll keep the radar up. This could make its way into Florida tomorrow morning. Panhandle is not the peninsula. Panhandle today, peninsula tomorrow. And then the storms tomorrow. So, there you go. It's going to spin. I bet you we can see it really well, too, on Weather Nerds right now. Then we got a couple things in the tropics. Let me show you real quick before we lose everybody's attention, because we are officially going to break. We need a break. We had a lot of tropics, even though Fred and Henri were nothing compared to Ida, but we still had a lot to talk about. Here's the current satellite here on Weather Nerds. There you go. Look at it. You can see her spinning away. Look at that. So, pretty heavy storms right now. Look at that across the Panhandle, man. Pensacola. Look at that. Pensacola eastward this morning getting hammered hard. Still getting storms down in lower Louisiana still, unfortunately, for the recovery and cleanup down in the Grand Isle area. Storms are on the coast right now. Big storms, though. Look at that across the Florida Panhandle right now. So you're getting leftover Ida. Look at that. Man, that's some hefty stuff, man. Still spinning. You guys still getting the storm. So we got Labor Day coming up. We're going to talk about that. Today's the last day of August, by the way. Can you believe it? September's tomorrow. Where the heck did the year go, right? It's almost September. September 1st tomorrow. Unbelievable. I'm watching Jim Cantori right now. He's still down there. Oh my God! Somebody chiming in from Louisiana. I'll share you the rundown of my story here in a minute. Let's talk about tropics. Hey, Sandy Hoff. Appreciate all the work. We're catching up on our Cat 5s. It won't be long. We're going to get the koozies ready next, and then we'll get the shirt thing figured out for the Cat 5s soon. Peak season, I think today is officially halfway, Nick. Hey, Loretta Reed, thank you. I saw some nice comments. I appreciate it. What's up, Whitney? I see you're back on Facebook. Ida will never have to use the name again. I promise you that. They'll retire it, I'm sure. What was the worst thing I saw? Worst would be weird. I don't know. Worst. Probably talking to the kid that worked the front office. Just the shock in his face. He realized he's not going to have a job for a long time. That was real. The recovery in these things takes forever. That's terrible. Structure damage, though, Michael came ashore, obviously, in a very populated area. As far as total destruction, hopefully we didn't see a lot of that. I know my drone footage showed a lot of roof damage, a lot of flooding damage. Hopefully that's repairable. I know that I have to share. Let's talk about tropics, I guess, and we'll.
What are you doing?
There's Sarah talking to Julie, and she's poor girl's waiting on the bus. I feel bad. They don't have enough bus drivers, but. All right, so let's look at tropics. So we do have some stuff out there real quick. So if you wake up, now I'm not one to hype anything. We could easily post this graphic and say, tropics are on steroids right now, right? Tropics are on steroids. But in reality, Kate is right here. Here's Kate. Kate, let me show you Bermuda. Kate is not going to do anything. Maybe Azores, I don't know, down the road. But I hate to use the word fish storm, but it's probably a fish storm. So when you see Kate, that's Kate. When you see Invest 90, going north. Now, what we learned with Florence, never say never, but we have Ida weakening up the atmosphere a little bit, breaking down our high just a little bit, and sometimes these systems attract lower pressures. So Ida might be opening the door for 90, and that's kind of what is the thinking right now. But that's just what we got now. We'll look at some long range stuff here real quick. But Labor Day is always a weekend that you worry about tropics brewing. It seems like this year maybe it came a week early. But as far as things developing, the only other spot, last week we talked a lot about this spot right here, right? And it's highlighted now. This is that general, you probably remember, talked a lot about an area down here a lot last week. And the NHC's talking about it now. It's only 20%, and the only model still showing it is the Canadians. So I wouldn't stress about it yet. I have not seen one random run yet from anybody else in a long time. Let's take a look at Levi's site. Boy, his site was smoking this weekend. Man, I'm sure everybody on the planet was on it. But here's what we got. Midweek, there's nothing. Little bit of low pressure maybe coming across Mexico. High pressure rules that block. And here's our next system. And the GFS has it going north. And nothing really else. This is the Wednesday after Labor Day. So as far as that goes, that's good. We'll go back to the 00Z. Nothing really down here. Maybe some rains for the Yucatan over the weekend from our low pressure, maybe. This is Friday, Saturday. You can kind of see this area drifting off to the northwest. Nothing really. A little bit maybe in the bay, but no development. There's our system curving. So not feeling it yet. The Canadian model is the only guy in town that's been promoting anything down here. You'll see it pop up. Well, you won't even see it on. Well, there it is right there a little bit. But that's past Labor Day. It's it's Canadians doing this now. I didn't mean to point it to Louisiana, but so again, casually watching it, nothing's changed. which is good. And here's the icon. Everybody's showing big bad storm out in the Atlantic from that Invest 90, but they're also all showing it curved north. See this breakdown here? Look, a lot of low pressure up here, and that's kind of breaking down our high, and that opens up the door, hopefully. So not seeing nothing, right? We go to let's leave that up because I want to go forward in time. Even the ensembles are not showing much, which is good. So even the 10-day Euro, I look at that. All of them are doing that on the 90. Big, it could be a big storm. It might be a major hurricane, but it won't hopefully affect anybody. Maybe some waves for Bermuda, but that's the. And then down here is casually watching a weak wave that doesn't really get going. So far so good on that. The latest GFS, and then we'll take a quick break to see what's cooking. Here's 5-day. There's our low going into Mexico. Yeah, I mean, you can argue there's a couple. The big bet. Well, let's see, big bets. Yeah, so all the GFS are doing that right now. There's still there's a couple of them saying maybe, but past Labor Day. So that's it. Look at that. No stress. How do you like that? Let's hope. Bill, hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I heard a lot of people thinking that people were caught off guard. Well, I don't know. Who knows? That big tower that fell down in the Mississippi was big news. Transmission tower. Some are arguing maybe it was a little rusted out, but it survived Katrina, but that was how many years ago? But they do have some serious work to be done. Dorian never changed its course. Dorian hit a high pressure system. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. I'm being optimistic. I'm being realistic. Flooded in Fort Walton Beach. Yes, storming bad in Panhandle, Marianne. Yep, we just saw that for sure. My truck made it, Jacob. I got a lot of hate for talking about my truck, so I'm not going to talk about my truck ever again. People went. People that know me. The truck was more like the story behind the story. It was more we were watching the hotel fall apart and pieces of metal were flying off the hotel and they kept missing my truck, and there was a big ass piece of metal that kept flapping and it was breaking, and when we had a strong east wind, it was the southeast wind. I figured I was in trouble, and it broke and it hit the pillar and it went around the pillar and it missed my truck, and I found humor in that, but some thought that I cared about my truck more than people. Whatever. Give me a break. But we got a tornado warning in Panhandle right now. That's nasty. Tornado warnings. All right, so let's see. There's a radar shot. Here's a radar. Let's let this play. This is Brian McNulty. This is a composite radar of Ida making landfall. Now, it kind of stopped, and then it went due north. And it was always supposed to do that. It was never really forecast to stop so quick. When it stopped, it was supposed to start to weaken, and it never really weakened. So the two shockers, I think, more than anything, was a slowdown in speed, and then to turn north while it was still a Category 3 hurricane. And, it made landfall before noon, and it was still Category 3 at sundown. That is phenomenal if you think about it. That's almost what 7 or 8 hours over land. So that's what really created the damage widespread. You know, north where I was at, because the system really didn't lose anything. And what one of the hurricane hunters that's a fan of our page messaged me, and he was in the flight, and he kind of acted like they were surprised with things that they were seeing. Now there's a lot of sciencey stuff. I'm not. It's beyond my level, but they were watching how this thing was basically doing things that usually don't happen, and that means like maintaining its intensity, maybe even getting stronger. Who the heck knows? But they'll find out all that stuff out after the fact. But it didn't weaken, and it turned north, and it brought tremendous damage well inland, like we talk about so much. So much focus is on landfall that it kind of got me a little. I kind of made a mistake. I will admit it. All right. So, I guess today's story I'm going to share. Sally, yep, some people are working 80 hours, but they have time to say hi to their kids. I agree with that. Why would you say that? I don't agree with that. I need some oatmeal. Well, I am going to get stickers for the truck. This is the 5th hurricane that I've been in with my truck. The 5th one. So let's keep talking. It did get stronger, Nitro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like rumors. There was rumors, all kinds of rumors that night about Kenner. I saw that Bob Daly, how the meteorologist missed the story. You want to go to Twitter right now and look at all the real Mets that are just hammering USA Today for that. Because I thought the NHC did great forecasting in Category 4. They usually underestimate, and they jumped all in right away. I guess I was surprised they went from 140 to 130 like they did. You know, the H-Wharf won again, by the way. The H-Wharf is my super duper favorite model of all time. It predicts the intensity so good. It did last year. It did this year. Not a great track. But man, it definitely nailed the intensity. And the GFS did a very good job on this model. The GFS is coming around. The Euro is now 5th. It used to be number 1. Hey, Heather Dickerson, thank you for that. I see a lot of things. I really appreciate it, everybody. It means a lot. Crossing that bridge, Miguel, you saw that? Those bridges are huge. There was a few crap moments, let me tell you. So the mistake I made, let me tell you the mistake I made. Let me see if I can find it. I should have had it open. I told Shelly, I need a videographer. Are there any kids? Does anybody, don't message me, message Shelly if you would, or email. I got an email on my page. Somebody's walking by our house. So I wouldn't mind paying a kid or an intern, a videographer that wants to put together a little movie documentary. And I'll pay decent. I don't care. I mean, I believe in time spent, but I think our journey with Ida would make an interesting documentary. I don't know how it could be spun. I think from the early stages of, oh crap, this could turn into something big, that would be the theme, because we were picking up on, not Wii models, whatever, I'm not taking any credit for anything, but the idea of the brewing of a system that originally was going to be nothing in New Mexico, maybe as a weak storm, how it turned into a possibly one of the strongest Gulf hurricanes ever. From me at the last second deciding to, drive all night. I watched Emily play all 4 softball games, left at 8 o'clock at night, updated every 15 minutes on the way, stopped at rest areas on the way. We watched this thing develop overnight. From the then the reality is show the footage, and I recorded everything on my webcam this time, even though I wasn't live all the time. So I got real footage of how everything progressed to post-storm, and just show that. I think it'd be really interesting to educate people maybe on how things happen fast, how people prepare, and just the story of Ida, So I don't know. I think it'd be really interesting, but it'd take a lot of time with somebody clipping out the video and stuff. But hey, we got time, But so I want to share this video, and then I'm going to show you my mistake, and then we'll save other stuff for other times. So here's me driving. So the one thing I learned too was we were in a very sound hotel. It was just built, and we could hear things. You probably remember the live stream, man. There was stuff hitting the building. It was like scaring the crap out of us because it was loud thumps, like bam, bam. Things were hitting the side of the building, and then the panic. The air conditioners were blowing in. They had to evacuate the second and third floor because the air conditioners were blowing through the windows. All this was happening, but we were in this building, and you don't realize what's going on around you. You see pieces of metal flying, and fences moving and insulation, but you don't really know what's going on. So the next morning, I got out and I drove. So let me show you kind of what. All
right, this is where.
There's the hotel.
Right there.
So I was parked right where that black truck is, pretty much, right? Oh, the bus is here. Let me make sure she gets on. Hey, don't bark. Don't be such a bad dog. All right. Bus is gone. That bus is gone. I got the coolest kid in the world. That she's got Down syndrome. We thought our life was going to change. It's made it for the best. She's the best thing ever. But I never thought I could leave her out front. She gets on the bus by herself. When she woke up today, the first thing she said to Daddy, she goes, "Taco Tuesday." And so that was so I had 2 motivations. I swear to God, I wish I could talk I wish I could share the whole story of this whole trip. So the girls, for some reason, were all against me, including Shelly. Everybody wanted me to stay home. Greg Montgomery, if you're watching, he wrote me an email. I don't know if he's even online. He's like, "I don't know if I'd go if I was you." And I'm like, so I was like, screw it, I'm going. And Emily started bawling at softball. She's like, don't go. Well, then I read our supporter page, and then when I said I was going, 99% was excited. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going. So my 2 motivations to come home was, 1, I promised Emily I'd be safe. And there was a few moments, I swear to God, I was a little scared crapless. I will admit it. Not that I was scared of my safety, but kind of like, oh crap, what's happening? Did I just put myself in a bad situation that I'm going to have to figure out how to get out of? There was about 4 or 5 of those. And yeah, I know I'm stupid. You can all say it. That's fine. I have racing in my blood. Race car drivers are crazy. Trust me. But anyway, my number 1 motivation was to get home to Emily safe, because I promised my girl I'd be home safe. The whole way up there, I said, I have to come home, because if anything happens to me, she'll, so I got home safe. And then the second thing was Taco Tuesday, because I knew that Sarah wanted to do tacos tonight. So everybody thought I was going to stay over last night, including Julie and Shelly. They already had a backup plan. My buddy Dale Kindberg offered to take the kids. But no, I'm like, damn it, I'm coming over Taco Tuesday, because that's what Sarah wants. So we're doing tacos tonight. So anyway, here's the hotel. And this is what the place looked at. Now this is I don't know if I butcher every Louisiana name. It's Beauty. They said Booty. It's either Beauty or Booty, but that's where we stayed at. And there's the side of the hotel. There's the side of the hotel. There's the house that we all know lost the roof. There was the kids and everybody got out safe. And then
all around here.
So as we left, this is across the street. All these big trees.
Buildings flattened.
You know, there was a few houses. You know, all this was happening. You know, literally across the street. You know, we didn't realize how bad it really was getting.
Waffle House closed.
Waffle House closed. Hey, you know, man, if the Waffle House closed.
The power grid obviously down. Power lines.
And you know, this town didn't get hit the worst. You know, another gas station all blown apart. So this is all happening right outside our hotel.
This is where I originally was parked over here.
And IHOP's pretty much destroyed. And then this spot right here. This is
Trees.
okay. So this is the high school there. And the story I'm going to tell you is I ended up parking here, and look at the wall down right here. And these trees that were down, like massive trees. So I luckily got out of there quick because I knew it was getting bad.
Destroyed house there.
So anyway, that was all outside of the hotel. So those winds that you saw in the hotel were legit Category 3 gusts more. I mean, they're just in that little quarter-mile radius that we had flattened houses, major trees down. Hopefully Whitney's house is okay, because Whitney apparently lives really close there. So I don't even know if anybody's heard from Whitney yet or not, but I couldn't believe it that Whitney literally lives a few miles from there.
All right, this is where
So that to me was shocking. Waking up in the morning, not realizing what was going on around us. I was like, wow, like these are scenes that you would see. And I was freaking right there in the middle of it. So let me show you the other thing, a couple things. So I gotta find the video. So I did promise, and I upheld my promise that I would not go around surge. The storm scared me being a Category 4. I was not going to be by the water. I originally drove by the water when I got there, and the water was already up on the bridges in Louisiana, and I knew that, you know, I didn't want to get on like this side of a land mass, have the bridge behind me flood, and then have a bridge in front of me flood, and then have nowhere to go. That was a real deal. So that convinced me, you know, I was going to stay way north, which I did, and I thought I was being good. So we ended up. We went to this car wash, which was ended up being what the heck was it? Let's see here. Let me go to my Twitter real quick. I got two things to look at, and then I'm going to tell you this last little story, I guess, and then we'll. Man, I could talk all day. It's already freaking almost been an hour. So, thanks for hanging out. Anyway, I don't know where it's at, but anyway, so this was Laplace, right? Is that what they call it? Laplace, Laplace, Louisiana. So I parked in this car wash, and we were watching the storm, you know, and I woke up. I took a nap. We were there probably 3 hours, and it was around, I don't even know, 3-4 o'clock. So I saw the storm, you know, came ashore, really wasn't moving much, and I'm like, we're gonna miss it. I'm like, I want to get some wins. So I think I said, I took off. Listen, and I said we're gonna go.
The storm has like slowed way down. It's
I
stalled out.
I haven't listened to this yet.
We're gonna go drive a little bit.
Now look around. This is the point of this video. Look around what you're looking at right now, right? Look at everything. Look at everything. Look at everything right now. Okay? There's a Shell station. There's a Shell.
People got around, so I don't think it's too bad right now.
There's a Shell. There's a GM Chevrolet dealership next to me.
Kind of came to a stall.
So there's a GM. There's the Chevy dealership, right?
See what we got. We got
And I take off. So we're heading toward La Crosse. And I'm not going to share the next part. So that was the gist of the car wash, right? Or the car wash. The next video I'm going to show you is this. Look.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike here, the day after.
There's the car wash.
We were watching our live stream after Ida made landfall. We hung out at a car wash for several hours. Abe took a nap, and when it looked like the storm was going to kind of go to the west and start dissipating, I decided to go drive south to see what kind of damage we got. Well, I came back to the scene where we were parked. Check this out. That was what we were looking at.
So there.
This is what we're looking at of the front windshield. Look.
So I would have been underneath that.
We wouldn't have been in a very good spot right here.
What I thought was going to be nothing.
All power lines are down.
Ended up, they got hit hard, obviously. And
Well, it was trapped, no doubt.
I mean, look at all the
We got
power
line
lines.
here.
I don't even. I probably would have been. I don't know what I would have
We're
done.
looking at.
Chevy dealerships all tore to hell. Look at that. The lights are on the ground. Look at the Shell stations all done. There's my truck. So is that crazy? That is the most crazy
Structure here. And
so
if we
that was only a couple hours. So I guess the point being is this: radar was my friend because we tracked the eye, and I'll tell you the other stories later down the road about moving from the high school. But it was coming. It just stopped, and then it turned and it went due north, and that eye wall brushed the place and created a ton of, well, we know the flooding videos that you saw was all that. So it happened boom like that. But I guess the funniest story was and they set up a command shop right there. They had a pet disaster relief. They had a helicopter flying around, and it was crazy, doing water rescues.
kind of a
So that's it. So the weirdest thing was when I was driving. I wanted to go to La Place to see the floods because I took the drone video. I wanted to do a quick little stop and do a video, and this is the weirdest thing. Totally like I had a, what's that, premonition or whatever they say. I was driving I didn't even know this is the same road. I had no clue. I just put in the GPS La Place because that's where I wanted to get some drone footage. And I started thinking to myself, okay, I need to do one of these little videos on the side of the road. Like I usually do little clips, And let me see, where's my truck at? Right here. Look at the lights are down. All right, so I stop by the Shell station because there's a power outage. There's a power pole on the shell, and the shell was making alarm noises. It was really surreal. You know, there's power poles down, and people were driving underneath the cross lights there because you had to move around or you'd hit one. So I start doing a video, and I look behind me, and it's the car wash. It's the same car wash. I had no idea that's exactly where I stopped. It's almost like something called me to that spot. Call me crazy. This is where this whole movie thing might be weird, but I stopped there. I don't know what made me stop there. I didn't know where I was. I start getting ready to do a little quick film of what's going on. I look over, and there's the car wash that we were at. Like, it didn't even look like the same area anymore, you know? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I stopped here. I had no idea that was the same shell. I saw that GM dealership, had no idea because it's completely destroyed. And I'm like, I was just here like a few hours ago, you know? So that was freaky. Yes, Darcy. I mean, you can't make that up. I mean, I swear to God, that's how it happened. I mean, you can't even make that stuff up. So that was very, very, very odd. For sure. But if you missed the video, I suggest going back and watch it. It was an hour long, and we had the whole deal go down.
Crazy, everybody. Let me tell you.
It was very surreal watching this. I mean, I guess it was an hour long. And you know, the hotel's going into panic mode and getting all their employees. There's the sheriff. We were trying to figure out if anybody was next door. You know, it was just, I mean, the whole experience. Windows breaking, you know, that. So it was reality TV on steroids, I guess I said. So that was 1 hour of craziness. Would I do it again? 100%. I don't know what it was. I guess talking about these things all the time, it really, now I feel like, I don't know. Now I feel like I know what I'm talking about. You know? What's Abrams talking about on Weather Channel? Gene, I don't know how I ended up on there was no kids in the trailer, Beverly. Listen, we don't know what happened. Somebody said they saw kids. We saw flashlights in there. The sheriff would not let us out. Now listen, looking at that video, I'm filming, right? The lady that ran the hotel and the sheriff were discussing what to do. And somebody might be, Mike, you should jump right out there. Well, first off, listen, she's a school teacher. She's the manager of the hotel, and we have the local sheriff there, right? It would be against me to overstep their authority level, right? He would not let us out of that hotel. He took the chance to open the door. So I had people online like, you're such an asshole, you should go. I'm like, first off, we didn't even know if there was kids in there. It turned out we don't even know if there was kids in there. So, you know, Monday morning quarterbacks, I did exactly what I was supposed to do. You know, I let the authorities do what they are trained to do. And he would not let us leave that hotel. I'm not going to be a superhero and kill myself and leave my kids at home alone. I mean, that's selfish, but he wouldn't even let me out there, put it to you that way. I offered when things slowed down, when it got dark, I said, hey, I'll go out there with you. And he's like, nope, we got to get the call before we can leave the hotel. So that's how that went down. So how did I end up at the hotel? Well, like I said, we were at that school, and I was on Twitter. Thank God I had internet, and I think it was Levi. I was watching the radar too, and I'm like, this thing is not dying. I was like, something's weird. I'm like, this thing. Either everything I learned with radar scope is wrong, or our system is not weakening. And the wind started picking up at that high school. And I saw that eye coming, and I'm like, I got to make a move. So the big question is going to be, I think that I think I left my camera running the whole time. Um, we were in there, so I might have some really incredible footage. This was a little scary. Let me show you this one. So
we're way north of the storm.
So my idea was the storm was down here. I'm going to intercept it from the top because I figured it was going to be weaker by the time it reached us. And I was way away from water. So I was taking these little roads.
We're still way northwest of the eye right now.
And the trees started falling down. I think there must have been a tornado because I went under one tree that was falling as it hit the ground. Again, I'm not making this stuff up. So I'm heading south right now, and I'm thinking, I don't know, man, there's trees on the ground. It started getting a little windy, you know. I mean, you can see the trees blowing.
Wow, these trees might be...
I mean, them trees are sideways over the road. You know, there's one there.
I don't want to scratch my truck.
There's my truck again. Sorry, I scratched my truck.
I'm going to turn around.
So we get up here, and the road is blocked. Tree fell down right in front of me. You'll see it. So this is about 20 minutes before I got to the high school. So I'm watching the radar,
No way around this one.
and I'm like, man, this thing's coming north now. So when it went north, and then the trip back was good because trees started falling down in front of me. I mean, all this is happening on the way back now. These trees, look at that one. Ah. So I got out of that mess, thank God. More trees were down on the way back. Well, then I got on this road here, and so the only way I could go was east, and that's when I went towards Booty. But this stretch of highway was the scariest drive of my life. I was watching radar, and the outer bands were coming in from the east, and I'm driving head on into them. Great open road, but I didn't know where I was going to end up because I knew there was a city up here. There was no way to go north. I had to go east. Made the commitment. I had 15 miles to go. The eye was getting closer. The winds were picking up, and that's when I went to the high school and stopped, and I'm like, okay. And then I saw the winds increasing. You know, at the time I didn't know it was still Category 3. It shouldn't have been. You know, 5-6 hours later, and then I made that last second call to you know, I lost internet there, but to go to the hotel, and as soon as they let me in the hotel, it's like 15 minutes later, just all hell broke loose. And this guy Harvey says the rest. What's he say? And the rest of the story or something. But there you go. Look at that, man. That's live right now. Look at this sucker still spinning. There's Ida right there. Isn't that crazy? And all this pumping up today. So tornado chances. We just had a tornado warning in Callahan County, I think it was. But yeah, hey, I appreciate Karen. Yeah, the coverage. I'm glad you appreciated it. I was just honestly worried about a window blowing out and everything getting wet, my laptop, and not being able to drive home, really. I still have the rest is history, Jennifer. Yeah. So I see all of the supporters want me to have a hurricane kit. So Furman hooked me up with a little portable 2000 inverter generator I'll be able to keep under my tailgate, which is great. So I'll have that. I have tire plug kits. Had a pillow. Had a blanket. Philip Davis, we had a drone footage on the website. Cool. Yeah, I just posted another one in high definition. I had video too of the fire. Did you guys see that? Was it Kenner? Is it Kenner up that way? I can't remember the names. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but this is high definition. I put this together this morning. This is a clip of all my drone footage. I actually talked to a bunch of locals up there, man. They were really happy I was filming. They're like, I'm like, I feel bad filming. They're like, no, please do. We want people to know. We want people to know that nobody ever talks about this part of the storm as much as, landfall. This obviously was news that really shocked a lot of people because it was so far away from landfall, and it was so much later after landfall. The official landfall was in the morning, and this stuff happened way PM at night, at overnight hours. This happened at dusk pretty much. People starting to deal with flooding. And I was listening to a local radio show at the hotel, and they were talking, people were calling in saying, man, the water's rising, the water's rising, the water's rising. And so it had to be horrific for these folks to think the storm was over and start to see the water coming up. And they had to do boat rescues. I mean, there was legitimate water rescues going on into the morning hour. Sad. It's just freaking unbelievable. Again, a lot of focus is on that wind, but none of these folks probably were expecting this. Obviously, because there's cars flooded. People's homes are flooded. Just unbelievable. And this is only one little spot. There, the other neighborhood across the road going to Interstate 10 was underwater. There was a trailer park up that way. I was trying to get to, but it was underwater. So that's a big story. Big story. All right, so Mike needs a helmet. Yeah, I get a helmet cam. I put all my sponsors. I'm gonna get a sponsor suit. Like there's the boats, by the way. This is the road. I don't even know what that road is. Let me find it real quick. Let's Google map it, because this road was going to 10, and I was on it, but it there's the church, by the way. I saw the church. This church got a lot of damage. Local church here in LaPlace. Let's see LaPlace. Let's look at LaPlace, because I don't remember this road. So let's Google it. All right. So this is the road right here. This is the road I took to. I think that was it. No, is that it? Yeah. I think that's the road right there. Now, why does it look like it's upside down or something? But anyway, yeah, right here. So this is the road, 51. So from about here to here was all underwater. I couldn't get this far. I stopped right here the first time, and then I stopped over here the second time. So all this area right here was just underwater. I don't know the hotels here, the Pilot and the Holiday Inn, what kind of water they had. But the aerial videos that I had was generally this whole area right here, off of Main Street. I did do some drone video here when I parked here. They didn't have as much. They had water, but not as much. But there was a lot of roof damage. Almost every house had roof damage. And, so Grand Isle, I mean, I don't know how many miles it is. Grand Isle to the place. 100, well, it says 122 miles, but that's driving. Not so much how the crow flies, but still, let's say it's 100 miles. What do you think it is? Well, we can go to Weather Nerds too. It's about 100 miles. So if you think about it, and that's something I will say we talked a lot about was inland effects. Way. Oh yeah, it's 100 miles. So it was about 100 miles. So that's 100 miles inland. 100 miles inland. 100 miles. So anyway, we talked a lot about tropics. We got lingering Ida the next 2 days. Tornado threats that unfortunately exist today and tomorrow. Here's today. And then tomorrow it's going to be hovered around the mid-Atlantic. So 2 days. Day 3 it might be kind of gone. Tropics this weekend look good. Long range, nothing really picking up. Most modeling having this follow Kate in Ida. So we got a big break in the atmosphere and everything seems to be kind of going this direction for the short term. This little guy maybe could spawn something next week, but slight chance, which is good. So tropics right now, there's no strong signatures right now. Flooding risk today, look at this. This is all the way up the eastern coast here. As it's trying to load, we could just pull the image, I guess. But there's your flooding map today. Unfortunately, this is all Ida bringing up the juice. So flood chances exist today all the way up through Massachusetts. It looks like New York. That's all from Ida. We got flood alerts, tornado warnings in the Panhandle. I was surprised yesterday when I came home around. I think it was Mobile, right? Mobile. All the roads that were underwater by the bay there. There was a lot of water, a lot of roads closed for surge. Coming home last night around 7-8 o'clock, I think it was. I was surprised, and that was definitely surge yesterday coming up. A day after, still getting surge here. That was a lot of roads were covered by water yesterday. So thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. Yep, Ellen, the Causeway. That's where it was. Louisiana pronunciation. What do they call it? Is it Louisiana or Louisiana? Louisiana. Brittany, Mobile. Yep. Mobile. How do you say? Does anybody correct me on booty? Is it booty or beauty? Beauty? Is it beauty or booty? Like pirates booty? Causeway is still closed, Karen. That's crazy. Susan, yeah, I had a lot of weird moments. Stupid, I guess, but we all do stupid things. Booty. All right, everybody's saying booty. I wonder if anybody got a little booty at the La Quinta. Booty, booty, booty. All right. Stay behind the lineman next time. They got big trucks. Well, yeah. Luckily, we got friends. We could Louisiana. No I. Louisiana. There's only 3 syllables. Derek, good question on the water. It will. Look, check this out. These NASA links only get posted, I think once a week. I don't know. Will they show today yet? Good question, buddy. Look at this. Look at that. So yes to your question. You can see a little bit of water anomaly here showing up. Now remember, we had extremely hot, I can't use this map, but this was bright red. So good question. It did chill out some of that water. Remember how the loop current was so evident here with the solid colors last week? It's starting to show up. This is only through 29 too, so this will be something to look at in the next couple of days. It is fascinating to see the impacts that a storm will have. So yes, remind me to show this in 2 days, and we'll see that loop current be reduced a little bit. This spot right here, this hasn't been updated yet, but that'll definitely be not as intense. And unfortunately, that loop current was definitely a huge reason that our system was intensifying the way it did. I mean, I think I read it might be the third fastest or deepest tropical system to form in history for the Gulf, meaning the fastest deepening system. I think I read Rita and Gustav, I don't remember, but it was record breaking. I did see the cartwheels on the One Weather Channel. That was a little interesting. But anyway, thank you, John Poland. Appreciate that. I did not lose any flip-flops, Kelly. And I did put my Jesse Ventura. Yeah, I did make it home, buddy. I did wear my boots. Did you see the sheriff's story in, was it Bay St. Louis? Was that the name of the place I was at? Bay St. Louis, I think. Sheriff flashes high beams at me. This is a funny story. I always get busted by the law on my trips. But he ended up being a bit fan. He didn't even know. He had my site bookmarked. He said he uses it all the time. That was funny. But I did use my boots. Look. I got a picture of the boot. Look. There's my boot. Look. With my shorts on. But I did wear the boot. Thought I had video of it. Anyway. All right. Well, hey, how many miles did I drive, Judy? Well, I think Tricia got attacked by fire ants. I did, on one of my drone videos, stand in a pile of fire ants and look down. Had a very interesting story, by the way. Cool, Derek West. Appreciate it. No socks because I live in Florida. Trent Hogg, yes, that's a great memory. We got to look at that cooler water. I did not finish the beer, William. I didn't even drink one because there was no ice, and I was in a stupor, man. It took me 2 seconds to fall asleep. But I love sharing stories. So the drone footage, this was a little interesting. So when I was coming home, everybody probably knows this Shell station. I've stopped at it before. It's outside of New Orleans. I'll turn this down. I just blew your eardrums out. This was Bay St. Louis. But at the end, okay, all right. Remember, all right. Look, remember I said the other side. So there's the other side of that road, that highway that I was talking about. This is the other side. And this video shows roof damage. And you know, every house that I seen in New Orleans to here, I could not. One thing, I did not see one house without some sort of damage, and that is amazing if you think about it. I mean, a storm 100 miles north of landfall, and I guarantee there was still damages north. Every single home has damage. These are things you don't think about. Like, everybody. How many roofing companies are there in the world? Not this many. So, you know, the recovery, fencing. But this video just shows, every single roof in that little community had some sort of damage. Some a little less than others, yes, but still sucked. But here's that drone video. So the last video I did was I stopped at this shell before. I remember stopping here a couple times, but my battery said 9 minutes to go on my drone, and I'm like, I got it. Well, I didn't have it because it went in the battery. It started landing. It said it's going to land in safety mode. I had 4 minutes left, and it started coming down, and it was coming down on the. This is all surge water, muddy surge water, and I hit backwards, and as it was coming down, it landed like right. It was right by my truck, man, like this far, and I'm on the side of the interstate, and it came right back. I was like, 1 minute to go. But this freaked me out. I was driving down the highway and I saw this and I'm like, what the hell? Now, obviously it's on the water, but what got me was this truck pulling a camper. It parked there and obviously it couldn't get out. So that was just weird to see that. Like, I don't know if they got stuck or what, but that was, and there was this Jeep. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if it's underwater. That guy's underwater. There was like 5 or 6 cars that I counted underwater. So I don't know if they were parked there overnight. That was underwater. But then there was a camper over here upside down that I filmed on another video. That was a fifth wheel. But yeah, it was crazy. I don't know. That was just one of them weird vibes I had. I couldn't believe it. Looks like quicksand. There's going to be a lot of tarps. I had Howard in the truck. So. But all right, seriously though, if there's any courageous weather video people, reach out. I could figure out a way to send all this video. We could do informative video that maybe will be educational for people. So, all right. Well, it was a long morning. Not a lot of weather, luckily. So we got Labor Day weekend. I do have plans with the family. We've been tracking tropics, seems like every week almost. So if all goes good, there was no kids in that trailer next to the hotel, Sarah. If there were, they got out. So everybody was safe at least. So we'll likely not be live Friday or Monday, obviously. We're Labor Day, so I'm taking a few days off. So we'll be live tomorrow on Thursday, and then we'll see if there's nothing cooking by Thursday. We're shutting things down, man. We're gonna pull the plug. No, we'll leave. I'm just saying we won't do any lives. So, and I'm pretty tired. I think I'm gonna have a BLT bowl with Mama, Mom and Dad. So the funniest thing was my dad's 83, right? And they went to Pennsylvania to visit his sister, and I called him Sunday morning from the rest stop. I took a 2-hour nap. Called him at 5 in the morning because I knew he'd be up, and he was up driving. And I said, "Dad, this is crazy, but you're 83, driving a 2019 Mustang GT on the interstate, an 83-year-old going to Pennsylvania, and I'm chasing hurricanes. So I guess it's in our blood." Thank you, Sandy. Sam's Club did not burn, Debbie. No, there was 2 apartments complexes. That's why I hate sharing anything I hear, because people said the city burned down, but no, it was 2. But they were big apartment complexes, and I got video of that too. The Sam's got a little damage. I I would have been probably better off riding it out there than I would have where I ended up. You got a call from Savannah, Georgia. That's if I was watching Mike Connie. Yeah, apparently we had a lot of people watching us. Arborists, yes. Hey, they're the unsung heroes. I'm finding out just as much as the linemen. They come in and trim back all these trees so people can get around. I mean, we had trees everywhere. These roads going down south of New Orleans, you got to have arborists, otherwise, you know, no one's getting anywhere. Took a lot of pictures too. This is a good one. This was the hotel. They always, you know, this is the reason you board up. So that was a fence post with cement that flew into the. So you remember that part of the video where everybody's freaking out? They heard an explosion. Well, that was a piece of wood with concrete. That's concrete. And somehow it flew into the window and exploded the window, obviously. This is the backside of the hotel. You know, air conditioner's off, the foundation. I mean, that's normal stuff, I guess you see. But the window thing was intense. That's why you... I was going to do a funny meme on one of these pictures. Here's your arborist. The need for arborist. That was 310. There was trees everywhere on the interstate, blocking the highway. I didn't put this on my video, but look at this one. This was in. This is crazy. Look at this one. This was. I rewind it here. This is one of the roads. I forget what town I was in, but look, this. So, hey, that's why you don't drive around during a hurricane, because you could come up on a power pole down in the middle of the road and you wouldn't even see it. That would not be good. Mike. So, I guess if there was one picture that summed up when the portalets flip upside down, you know the crap is real. I got so much stuff. Somehow one day, this is crazy. Look at this. There's a stoplight hanging right in the middle of the intersection. Power poles everywhere. It's crazy. You don't normally see you don't normally see a surge line on a highway like that. I got a ton of stuff here. This is the drone video I wanted to share, but I couldn't, but look at all the linemen lined up. This is in Mississippi. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trucks at a shopping center ready to roll in. Man, that was outside of Mississippi somewhere, ready to roll in. So I never ran into Reed. Somebody said that. Josh Morganman pulled up. We had a truck pull up next to us at the hotel, and thank you, Richard. I'm back. I feel good. I was more worried about. Honestly, the scariest thing for me was when I had 3 more hours to come home, and I was a little tired. Man, I had my head out the window singing AC/DC. Somehow I ended up with about a string of 8 songs on Hair Nation that I just jammed to, and. By the 8th song, I was so full of adrenaline that I made it the rest of the way home. I was jamming out. I did Maria. Yes, I went to Kenner, which is outside, and then I drove some into the city, and then it was getting late, and I was figuring I couldn't miss Taco Tuesday, so I knew that there was the flooding in the place, and I didn't realize that's where I was during the so something called me to go to that place, and then when I stopped, I'll tell you, that is the most weirdest thing ever. In fact, I think I'm going to do a video on that, because that is an amazing story. Something drew me out of there, and then coming back and stopping there and seeing that. that was crazy. If you want to see the satellite, by the way, maybe I'll share this next online. There's a link here. It says past tropical radar loops, and if you click on it, this is his name is Brian McNulty, and he has got all the radar compiled into one big long GIF. It's amazing. Here's our storm. Kind of stops. Look, stops. And then it kind of pulls north. I mean, it was always expected to do that. Don't get me wrong. It just, I think everybody was expecting it to weaken while it did that, and it never did. But this is a really amazing satellite. And it's pretty live. It's up till last night, up till midnight. So there's a track of Ida. Don't I have some cool links, man? Highway to hell. It was highway to hell. I was dodging trees. I was like, stupid. Oh well, I've done crazy things in my life. So, all right, we'll be live tomorrow for sure. Talking a little more weather. We'll share some stories, and maybe I'll do a compilation of this whole car wash thing, and then I'm putting more videos on Twitter. I did add. I feel guilty because I put these little clips of videos. I did put together a more of a clip. I don't know what the hell you call them, but I did post this one. I already had. Maybe you saw it. I had 1,100 shares already. That's crazy. Why aren't people seen it? Check out the insights. Man, I'm tired. 281,000 people. So that's pretty good. That was the video I put up last night. What about the live video? Let's check that out. Let's see how many people watch the live video the last hour at the hotel. Let's check it out. This is the 1 hour video. 622,000 people. So 615,000 people have either saw a little bit of it or not. So 500,000 has shared our experience at the La Quinta. I see potential sponsorship coming. So, all right. Well, big thanks to Shelly, of course, rides along with me doing these things. Phil too was on the backside. Sandy Hoff was giving me encouragement. Of course, Julie at home packed my stuff perfectly, and I had my pillow and blankie. So. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the brew. Yeah, well, Sally, that's why. He was in the middle, I was on the edge. I didn't even watch any of his stuff. I can't watch it because I'll get flagged for copyright. But I do put my stuff out there. And it was apparently... The cool thing is we've had a lot of videos shared on Fox, CNN, ABC, and the Weather Channel. So somebody out there, we're getting some free press for our MWPs. Which is neat. So there you go. All right, well, it's BLT time and a nap. So we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, bye-bye.